Hi everyone, it's Darlene. Welcome to this week's card. I did a kind of chalkboard effect today with some Copics on the butterfly. The first thing I did was I took a piece of Nina Solar white cardstock and I covered it up with some Evergreen Bow Distress ink. And I wasn't too careful about this because I'm mostly going to be covering it up. So it does have some blocks on it and some darker spots, but that's okay because actually it'll look better that way. Now, an important step after you do this before you emboss is to heat it up and dry it really, really well, because even though the distress inks feel like they're dry, they actually stay wet for a certain period of time and embossing powder will stick to them. So after I dry it, I'm going to take some Versamark ink with this Impression Obsession background stamp, and I'm going to clear emboss it. So here's my clear powder, and for those of you who watch my videos a lot, you'll notice that I refilled my container because it was sorely overdue. Alright, so here I am heating it to set it, and I actually slowed the video down a little bit because the next step kind of goes quickly. So I'm going to take some black soot distress ink and I'm going to purposely make some blocks on this cardstock. So I'm just going to pop it on there up and down and just make a bunch of blocks. And then after that, I'm just going to rub it right on there and just go back and forth until I feel like I've gotten some good coverage. I'm going to try to hit the edges a little bit extra so that it's a little darker around the edge. And you can do it a lot, you could do it less. If you want it to be more gray, then you wouldn't do it as much. If you wanted it to be more of a black, then you would heavily ink it up. Next step is you take a baby wipe and you're just going to wipe it off so that the clear embossed areas will resist the ink. So after I got finished wiping it, I cleared my craft area and decided I wanted some more lines in there just to make it look a little bit more distressed. So I just, inked it up a little bit with that block look. And I didn't do another baby wipe, I just left it alone. Alright, now I'm going to start working on the butterfly, which is a set of Hero Arts. I'll have the link on my blog on some Nina Solar white cardstock using some Memento black ink, which is what I use with Copics. Now for my butterfly, I'm going to take 3 different colors. R20 is the first one I'm going to do, and I'm going to color the whole thing. I'm going to leave a little bit white at the edges because I'm going to leave those blank. So I'll color the whole thing with the R20. Now I'm going in with my R24, which is my darkest color, and you can see there's some black dots in there indicating that that's a shadow. And then I blend it in with my R22, just coming out a little further. And then finally going back to the R20, just finish it off and blend it out. And then I went with just a little bit extra dark color in the center. Alright, next is the little dots, and I'm just using 2 colors because this area is so small. And I'm going to actually start with the darkest color, so just a little bit on the edge, and then work it in toward the other side with the lighter color, and then I left an area on the outside white. I'm going to do all the dots around, and I'm going to leave the strip at the edge of the butterfly wing white. For the center, I just used a W3 and a W1, and I'm just using the dots in the stamp itself as a guide as to where the shadow should be. And then I'm going to cut that out. Alright, I took that initial piece, that chalkboard looking piece, and I sliced it in half. And then I cut another piece that was 1 1/4 by 2 1/8. And then this white strip is 2 1/8 by 2 1/2, which is double, so it's even on both sides. So I'm going to adhere that to my middle, and I use my corner chomper to round out my corners, and I use a glue dot in the center so the butterfly looks like it's flying off. And then finally I just added some stickles just for a little sparkle. And that's it, not too many steps on this card today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.